usually do our Chief Concerns real predictions after training camp, about a week before the start of the season. So this is the initial look. So this is us pretty much looking at the schedule and being like, okay, this is what our record is as of right now. We can change it. JD can change it. Teja can change it. And I can change it before the season begins. But this is our super early look, initial look at the schedule and our early prediction. So JD, what's your super early prediction for the Chiefs?
I see us with this 13-4.
Okay.
I see 13-4.
We're the 4.
Yeah, that's that.
Well, I thought you had the 4 games in mind.
Well, I do, but I didn't really. Okay,
You don't
so
have a record for that yet.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Jeez.
neither do I.
Marcus, at least you're 4. Who we gonna lose to?
Well, I'm curious because I have us going 15-2. My 2 or Houston and Atlanta are my 2.
Okay.
So you have a letdown game.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask what we thought our letdown games were going to be, but there you go.
So my 4 is San Fran.
Okay.
I have
write it down, Marcus. Make sure you take notes of this one. Let's get JD's let's get it on record. Get tattooed on my arm.
Yeah. So maybe San Fran. I have Buffalo.
Okay.
I have the Raiders.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I have Steelers at the end of the season.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. For me, it was Pittsburgh or Houston of one of those games at the end of the season. Interesting.
I think we get Steelers, whatever. We don't really need the momentum going into it. That might be the low management. Like, shoot, these guys can, whatever. We know, we're setting ourselves up where we need to be. But we can easily be 14-3. I can see 14-3. So I do believe, because I know the Raiders are always going to play us hard. It's always going to be a hard game. That it's always going to come down to the wire. They just not going to allow us to get out of it. San Fran, I do believe, kind of early, they're going to be running all the stuff. They're going to run everything they could possibly run, especially keep everybody in. That will be their revenge game for them. Oh, we beat the Chiefs now. Okay, that don't really count, but whatever.
Take it, yeah.
Take it, yeah. Okay. So, but that's what I have.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly. So I was going 15-2, 2 games. I have us losing Atlanta and Houston. Atlanta just being because we're going through Baltimore to start the season. Then we're going to Cincinnati. So we have those 2 games, or they're both home games, but we're playing those 2 games. And it's kind of like not a letdown. Is it a letdown game? Losing to Atlanta would be a letdown. I'd be very pissed off about it. But it's like kind of like a coming off that, all right, 2 playoff type battle teams, and then Atlanta away on Monday night. A game that they're going to be up for because it's going to be their barometer test. Like, oh, are we actually a legit team with Cousins now? We've been saying all we needed was a quarterback. We have Cousins now. Can we actually contend with the best of the best at home Monday night in Atlanta? I think that could be a game that I could see us losing just based on Baltimore, Cincinnati, and then coming back down and playing a team inferior to us. And then my other game was close between Houston or Pittsburgh. I went with Houston. Just 4 days ahead, we're playing Pittsburgh on Christmas Day. I feel like we're going to put a lot of emphasis on Christmas Day this year because we lost on Christmas Day last year. I feel like Andy's going to be like, hey, guys, Christmas is coming up, but we're not going to do what we did last year on Christmas. We're going to win that game on Christmas. And I feel like we're going to have more of not a look ahead to Pittsburgh, more so a look ahead to that holiday game that we lost last year. And they're going to want to kind of redeem themselves by winning this Christmas this year. And in doing so, we're going to lose to the up and coming Houston Texans on that Week 16 game. So that was my rationale behind that. So what are your?
I was split between 2 different records. I'm going to go 12-5.
Oh wow!
I think we split the opening games. Either a loss to Ravens or a loss to Bengals. That's one.
Wait. You got.
Well, I think the exact one.
Yeah, we both did. We both were on record.
You had me do it. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you didn't give me any either's. I mean, you gave me a couple of either's. I would have been okay with it. All right, I'm gonna say we lose to the Ravens, beat the Bengals.
Okay.
Niners,
Okay.
Bills.
Okay.
I think we split with the Raiders, so you can go either way on that, whatever you want to say.
All right.
See, the last one, I think we're going to lose one in that 10-day stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about the team. I just think it's about, I think it's almost impossible to win 3 games in 10 days.
Right.
I don't know who it's going to be. I can give you a team. I mean, it's the easiest to say. See, it's probably not going to be the most obvious one. I'll go Houston. Even though I don't know.
Interesting. Both you guys are buying the Antonio Pierce Raiders. Both you guys are on that.
I just think we split with one of our division teams. It's not that crazy.
Yeah. It wouldn't. Yeah, I don't. The Chargers, like you said, I think they still got to rebuild a lot around them. They'll compete with us, but they're just not ready. Raiders is a little bit more like game ready, and because of the receiving core and whatnot, I think they'll do all right. I think they'll embody Antonio Pierce enough that for them, they beat us one time, they are happy. They are like, oh, hell yeah, here we go. Raiders, yeah. So that's
you
it.
should have gone 14-3 because if we're 15-2, we're probably running away with it, and we'll probably sit everyone against Denver and lose that game.
I'm buying Carson Wentz, dude. You saw Carson Wentz.
I'm buying Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz went and beat San Francisco last year when they were playing for that game at the end of the season. Carson Wentz, man,
I don't know. Yeah, let's ask JD. Sitting half our squad, our B squad against Sean Payton's Denver last game of the season.
Carson Wentz, man of the ship. He can do it for one.
Yeah, see, look at JD.
He do for one. Look, Carson is a very capable quarterback.
It's not just Carson, though. It's our mostly backups across the board.
Sure. No, I get it. I think some of those guys, like the young guys, you make them play. Wide receivers, look, you'll be fine. Like you could come in. Travis Kelce rest, maybe Chris Jones. Something, like the guys that need to rest will rest. Okay. Maybe the load management on Pacheco as well. Hey, we don't need for you to come in and tote the rock. CH or the other guy, sure. But I think if our defense just plays solid, they'll do all right. We'll have to see Bo Nix what he looks like the first time against us.
Yeah.
But I do think that Pittsburgh game might be the one. Like, all right, okay. So
we might be getting the wrong division game too, because if there's one team that we probably want to beat more than the other teams, it's the Raiders. They've been talking a lot. I could see us being chippy for those games. If you want to go with an underdog team to beat us, I maybe go Chargers, because no matter how bad they play this year, if they beat us, that's their highlight.
Yeah.
That's their Super Bowl right there. And nothing else this season would have mattered if they beat us.
Right.
The season's a success because Harbaugh can build his entire offseason off beating us one game, even if the record is 5-12.
Yeah, he'll hang his hat on that, saying, "Look, we're
going down the right way. See what we can do when we play things the right way."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also too, I can see Denver pulling out a win against us. I mean, they did beat us last year with Russell Wilson, and Bo Nix is his guy that Sean Payton's talking about. Then I could see Denver pulling it out. I mean, our division, Chargers looked like trash last year, but they're at second half of the season they kind of waved the white flag. But I mean, it's tough. It's a tough division, although we've owned it for the past decade. It's a tough division nonetheless. All these teams are gunning for us for what, like you said, they want that marquee win on the season to make themselves feel better about
100%
where the direction the franchise is going. So I mean, it's always gonna be a battle regardless of who it is. Carolina, Denver, Jacksonville. It's always gonna be tough.
If you're on the hot seat and you beat the Chiefs, that seat's a lot cooler. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no question.
Let's not forget the whole Antonio Pierce can actually be our head coach. Started, I think, with us. didn't it?
Yeah, that was the big one.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, like
Right.
he can really thank us for being the head coach right now to a certain degree.
Absolutely. Yeah. So he proved it. So that'd buy you some time for sure.
Yeah, I
So
think they lost to Indianapolis the following week after beating us. So like it was that became a big thing. The hype became around Antonio Pierce. Then they lose to Indianapolis the following week, and then it was like, okay, well, is he our guy? You know, the whole team wanted him still. So, and then ironically, they end up signing the quarterback who beat him the following week in Gardner Minshew, who's probably gonna be their starting quarterback this year.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. But so I like it. So we got 13-4, 12-5, 15-2. So that's our super early predictions. We will be doing another episode when it's a week before the season starts, where it's the official lock it in JD's prediction for the season, the official one. This is just the schedule release day one.
Early.
Super early. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.